I was staring at some moving boxes filled with my belongings. I didn't know how I would change after they got unpacked. Back then, I wished I was a box that never changed and just stayed as it was. Boxes would carry heavy objects, and other objects like trucks have to carry them around. When you feel heavy in your heart, you're not able to change easily. Heaviness is the biggest burden. It stays in you and doesn't allow you to change or bounce back. For example, when you fail a test, you can either let sadness and dread wash over you and become demotivated. After becoming demotivated, you may fail in other tests too. Instead, you could choose the option of seeing what you did badly and how you could improve on the next one. If you select the first option, you become just like a box, not moving on its own, allowing life to carry you wherever it wishes to. You would remain burdened with the heavy load of failing a test. Now you might be wondering, why were you staring at boxes in the first place? I was staring at boxes because I was just about to move to India from the US. As soon as I landed in Mumbai, I really didn't see what the excitement was about. I didn't see a single park with people, so I didn't know where to play. And I didn't know anybody, so I didn't ever play. All I used to do was wake up, go to school, come home, read a book, play with my Lego, go to sleep, and then repeat it all over again. When I tried to go down in my building and play, I saw no parks with no one and in it and was always alone when playing on the tiny swing. I was lonely. The park became boring. So again, I started to sit at home. But of course, I couldn't do that forever. I realized I should adapt to the way children play in Mumbai and not be stubborn about only playing in a park. But when I went downstairs to play where the other children were playing, they would make me sit on the side since I was an American. And they assumed that I did not know how to play cricket the way they did. For days, I kept on thinking of some way to prove them wrong and play with them. But all my ideas failed. Then I had a light bulb moment. Why don't I learn cricket from my father, who, who has been brought up in Mumbai? I thought. I learned cricket from my father day by day. And one day, I decided to confront the other children when I was ready to play with them. I asked them why they were behaving so badly. They said it was because they did not play with foreigners. They only played with people like them. I replied, everyone is different, even if they have the same nationality. Why are you all playing with each other if you all are not the same in each and every way? This comment left them speechless, and from then on, they always allowed me to play with them. Another big change for me in the transition from living in the US to India was the style of teaching at school. You might be thinking, how in the world does the style of teaching affect me? Well, it does, because every school has its own strategies when it comes to doing something. And I was used to the way things were done in the US. I'd learned the same topic, but in a different way. And now in India, I really had to change my entire strategy of doing something. This kept me angry. I would be angry when my school teacher said I had to do something the way the school taught it and not the way I was used to doing it. For example, in math, my teacher wanted me to solve problems using the method taught in school. I would just frown and sulk. The solution that I created was that I would separately do the sum in my way and otherwise just copy the right answer onto the sheet my teacher would check. Once again, I had two options. I could either do the sum the way I was comfortable doing it, or I could adapt to the new way of doing things. I chose the first option at first, but something told me I would be happier with myself if I took the challenge of going with the second option. Although I knew there was nothing wrong with the first option, I began to learn the way people here in India did things. I wouldn't say I did it very quickly. It did take time. It did take time. It sometimes made things difficult, and I'd get angry and say, why am I choosing this option when everything is just becoming difficult? Although this thought came through, I never stopped adapting. Due to my resilience, I'm super comfortable in India now. If it weren't for my resilience, I'd still be carrying a rough sheet of paper every single day to school and going through a lot of trouble to not adapt. Now that you've heard my story, it's your turn to reflect about how you've been resilient in your life. I'm sure it has changed you for the better too. Thank you.